Two of the most common questions I get asked is, am I a Lumix ambassador? No, I'm not. I just use their cameras. I think their cameras are great and they fit my needs. It's as simple as that. If there was a better camera out there that could do a better job, I'd be using that. But the Panasonic LUMIX cameras, the GH5, the S1, the S1R, and the S1H work incredibly well for me, and they're really, really good cameras to use. And they earn me money. It's as simple as that. Number two is, what lenses do I recommend for video work? If you're going to shoot photography, I'd go with the Panasonic range. They're 24 to 105, they're 24 to 70, 16 to 35, 7200 f4, 7200 2.8, and the 50mm 1.4 are great lenses. If you're doing photography, they're great lenses for photography. I personally don't like those style of lenses for video. I like to have full manual lenses, so I like to have more control over my video footage. So what I've been doing with my S1 and S1H is using old manual lenses, basically from Zeiss and Nikon. Now, the Nikon one, which is here, which is this beat up old 50mm, which cost me next to nothing. This is an F mount. And the nice thing, that's on there tight. The nice thing with Nikon lenses, these old manual lenses, they have an aperture ring. So you can actually control the aperture as you want. And then you put it on something like this cheap $30 adapter, locks on like that, and you get this nice little manual focus lens. Now, if I attach it to my S1H, you line up the red dots, lock it in. So you've got a small compact lens, and you get more control over your video. Now you have to set it inside the camera, the focal length, so the in-body stabilizer can do the best job it can for you. Great lenses and quite a lot of different focal lengths out there, and they're cheap, to be truthful. You'll pick these up for, this one was 50 New Zealand dollars, which is about 30 American dollars. You can pick them up for around about that price. Now the only thing I would say is, do not shoot above 4K. Once you go above 4K, they start to fall apart quite bad. And I wasn't happy with the footage I shot with it at 5.9K, which is what the S1H can do. So if you're only shooting 4K on the S1 or the S1R, this is a great lens to have. Really, really nice lens. And the actual adapter is not too bad. It's not something I would recommend to use on a job, because it's not very well made. The pin on the side here, this little pin here, will just snap off. It's very, very flimsy. It wobbles around too much. I would be really worried that that would get stuck and I won't be able to get any of my lenses off. If you know of a better adapter that goes from Nikon F mount to Leica L mount, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know, because I would really like to use some of my old Nikon lenses on this camera. I think it'd be great, but I don't use it that much because I'm really worried this little pin's going to break. Now, I've been using Zeiss lenses for years, and I've recently started to collect these Zeiss lenses, which are Zeiss ZE lenses. Now, the ZE is for Canon mount. ZF is for Nikon mount. Now, the difference between the two lenses, honestly, is that the Canon mount ones don't have an aperture ring, and the Nikon ones have an aperture ring, basically. But what you do get with the Zeiss lenses are these terminals. And these terminals work with this. This is probably the best lens adapter I've ever used. It's the Sigma MC21. Now it goes from Canon mount to our mount. This is designed to work with Canon mount Sigma lenses. So you can attach those lenses and they will work with the S1H, the S1R, or the S1, or the SL and the SL2. It'll also work with that. What it also allows you to do is use native Canon lenses as well. They work quite well on here. I think they only work in single point focus. I don't think they work in continuous focus. If they do, let me know down below in the comment section. But the testing I've done, I used a friend's macro lens actually with this adapter, and it worked really well. Single point focus, it was really, really nice and quite fast actually. The reason I use the MC21 is to attach the Zeiss ZE lenses to the S1H for video. Zeiss lenses have a unique look to them. There's no other lens out there that looks like them. They have a beautiful punch and a sharpness I don't think is matched by any lens, even still now. And the manual focus ring is just really, really nice. It doesn't have a long throw because they are designed for photography, but it's super smooth and it works really well. You don't have to crank your hand around 180 or 360 degrees to focus. So all you do is you line up the red dots, lock it in, done like that. And it's got this nice latch there, good quality latch. Now this is the Zeiss ZE 28 f2 lens, which you can't get an f2 lens for these cameras, especially in 28mm. I do wish they would redesign this pin. I think it's in a silly place. And then you just line up the dots. There's a dot on the side here, and you line up the dot down there, and there you go. As you can see, the lens looks good on there, but it also balances really well. These Zeiss lenses are not light, and the S1H is not light, so they balance each other out already. Now the other nice thing is, because it has the electronic terminals in there, you can actually, if I show you there, you can actually change the aperture from the front dial. So you have full control over the lens. This is my other lens that I use, which is the Zeiss 21mm f2.8. Now, again, if you convert this to Super 35, you crop it on the S1H, you'll actually get a 32mm f2.8, which is really nice. It just gives you that little bit more reach. And the other nice thing with these lenses is they work fine for photography. Now, I've tested this on my S1R, which is their recording at the moment. So I'm using the S1R at the moment to record unlimited on the Atmos Ninja 5. I'm not actually recording internally on the S1R, I'm actually recording to the Atmos. Now, the Atmos will record it in 4K 8-bit 25p, if my memory serves me right. And it's nice footage, to be truthful. But this lens is fine on the 47 megapixels. I can't find any problems with it. It's super sharp. It's a beautiful lens. So you can actually use it for photography as well. And you're going to get all these different focal lengths. Now, the other great part about these lenses, which I don't understand why, they're really cheap. And for the quality, value for money, you can't go wrong. So for a video lens, or even a still lens, I recommend you get the Zeiss with the MC21 adapter. So get the Canon Zeiss lenses and adapt them to the S1H, the S1 or the S1R. So coming next week is a video on how to monitor your audio via Bluetooth from any camera really, but it'll be featuring the S1H because that's what I've been using it on. So you can actually monitor or check your audio via a set of Bluetooth headphones. That's coming next week. So remember to subscribe and hit that little bell icon, and then you'll get a notification when that video comes out. But as always, thank you so much for watching.